So, Mr. Charles Davis lives one day at a time, and his future is as simple as tomorrow. I think that sounds quite nice. In fact, I think I'll start living like that.
Maybe.
So, my
Can't tell you if
future
it's a good idea or not.
is tomorrow. So, if I was to make my future just tomorrow, my goal for tomorrow would be to publish one more story. And to write
What?
about this little trip right here. Maybe I'll write this, and I'll fantasize a little bit and turn it into some fanciful journey where we're in some jungle in Peru somewhere, and you're paddling me through a river full of dangerous gators and rhinoceros, hippopotamus, whatever they
You
are.
gotta have a passage where I actually wrestle a gator.
Oh yes, of course, of course.
If
That
you're gonna go
is
down that route, I do have to be fantastically masculine.
Charles Davis, I will write you the best story you have ever read about just that. Our whole trip today reimagined with you.
Reimagine as something that isn't just us talking about ourselves.
Exactly.
At the end of the river, there's going to be some temple that we have to go get a golden idol from. Stop a
Absolutely.
curse that's destroying the local tribes, whatever they're called down there.
Well, we'll make up some ridiculous name for them. Okay, so now let's get this right, because I am going to do this, Charles. This I can promise you. This is going to be fun. Okay, so first of all, Charles, our protagonist.
Charles is a bit of a dweeb name, to be fair.
Okay, what name would you like for the novel? And I do not think Charles is a dweeb name at all. It's actually quite distinguished.
James.
What is a dweeb anyway? Okay, James it is. All right, Charles, I'll give you the name James in the story. Okay.
Thank you. Miss Blaze.
Oh, and she will be the damsel that follows you into this terrifying adventure down the river. Is that correct?
Oh, is this is this Miss Blaze's decision to do, or is it James's decision to do?
I think it should be James's. I think
All right,
Miss
so-
Blaze, for you would tell me everything about why Miss Blaze is involved, and it's all yours. You tell me why they're there.
All right, here's the thing. James is. All right, let me think for a second here. James is a daredevil. He does all these exploring, so he's basically like what, David Crockett? No.
Well, I mean,
David
Daniel Boone.
Daniel Boone. That's it. History.
All right.
Over the other two explorers that were going through America right when it was first discovered.
All right.
He's an explorer. He likes to go down rivers that aren't charted and see what's on the end of them. Because he's a daredevil. He's reckless. He loves living life, as it were. He's not a coward. And Miss Blaze is, for some reason, down in Central America, as she is probably doing some sort of archaeological research on ancient cultures. And it just so happens that there's an old temple that James found that he needs to get back to, and he's got a whole bunch of dynamite. He's gonna blow it up and look sad. Do a little bit of it's not grave robbing if they've been dead a while, just archaeology.
Okay, so let me get this straight. So James the Daredevil is going down an uncharted river to research some sort of culture that he's heard about.
No. Miss Blaze is there to do the research and
Okay.
the actual science, all the smart people stuff. James is there because he just wants to blow up the temple and loot it.
So she recruits him then, is what you're getting at.
Yeah, and then he takes her down the river.
So he's a
'Cause-
guide, so to speak, as such, yeah.
He's a guy. He's there to be a force of violence.
So the hero, of course. We're going. It has to end with him being the hero,
Oh, of
naturally. Yeah.
course, yeah. If he's been part of the protagonist party, he can't be some scallywag.
All right. So here we have Miss Blaze in Central America, and she's trying so hard to research about these ancient cultures, and she finds this. Or here now, did James find the old temple, or did she?
I think there's just rumors
Oh,
about the temple, and
I
then
know.
go down the
What?
uncharted river to look for it.
What if Miss Blaze, at the end of a very, very, well, maybe perhaps an uneventful day, decides to go to some smoky bar, and there across the room sits Mr. James, whatever we decide to give him for a last name. And he's just dashing. And of course, she doesn't really give it much thought. But James has his eye on her because James likes a conquest. But he approaches her, and when he approaches her, somehow the conversation leads to him talking about this old temple, and it piques her interest because as of now, her research has turned up nothing, and she is totally disappointed, and she's suddenly intrigued about what James knows. So they take this trip down the river, or they plan this trip down the river to find this ancient temple. Does that sound reasonable?
I like this premise.
All right. Now you take it from there. Where does it go next? So they meet in the bar. Evelyn hears James talk about this temple, and she's like, why, Mr. James, I do believe I would be very interested to see this temple.
There's rabbits. We gotta turn around.
Oh, yes, okay. All right, so
I'm not ruining.
so it's your turn, so
Alright,
take
I'm
it
gonna
from
go
there.
A pair of last names. You can use which one you like the best.
All right.
Did James Avery
Uh-huh.
or James Harlan?
I do believe Mr. Avery has such an easy roll to it. Mr.
He
Avery.
does.
I like that.
James Avery. Alright, so they take a boat to Central America on this grand expedition. And then they get some sort of local guide to take them to the river. And then they get one of them canoes that they hollow out from an old tree trunk. And then they can start going down the river. And then, you know, there's all sorts of different wild animals in the jungle down there. You got panthers and boa constrictors and gators and other sorts of river monsters. The piranhas, I think, are a big issue down there. So there's a whole adventure of just them going down the river. All the while they're fighting off the bloodthirsty wildlife. Because this is a fantastical story.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And then after many trials and tribulations and one person saving the other, and then the debt being repaid basically right after, because, you know, this is the constant action, they eventually find the temple. It's all, you know, made of stone, and it's a pyramid, but it's all terraced because
now-
it's a pyramid made of
Okay,
squares.
but you must stop right there because everything in between decides that moment at the end. And you talk about the conflict. And this is very important because the conflict has to exist. You have an arrogant man, a very muscular, very well-traveled man who knows the jungle probably better than Miss Blaze ever could. Miss Blaze is desperate to find something, anything to make her trip worth her while. And she has thus far not succeeded. She does not like the fact that Mr. Blaze, or Mr. Avery, seems to have...
I think you're jumping the gun there a bit.
Yeah, that was definitely jumping the gun. I was just screwed up the names is what that was. So basically, he would probably... I would imagine a man like him would probably... They're both strong-headed and both probably a little bit on the arrogant side. And I imagine they would piss each other off. But the one thing that is true is that we know that Miss Blaze has no experience in the jungle. But Mr. Avery does. So it makes sense because, of course, every book you have to have a hero, and you really do. You got to have. I mean, most of my readers, I'm going to be honest, are women. Men don't read books very often.
Yeah,
Sometimes
men
they
don't
do.
read. We're dumb.
So a woman wants to read about a strong, handsome man saving her and carrying her off into the sunset. So I would think that she would become a little bit irritated at Mr. Avery at some point and maybe trump off and get herself into a little trouble that Mr. Avery kind of gets her out of, and it changes her perception of the kind of man that he is somehow. So it would have to be some sort of rescue that would make him seem different to her, not arrogant or masculine, but just like she really sees him different in that moment. So that's important. You have to have those details. I need them if I'm going to write this story, Charles.
All right, ready for it then?
Okay.
They are shacked. What's the word here? Not shacked up. They're on the edge of the river at night because they're tired and they need to camp for the night and rest and all that stuff. They get into some sort of argument because they're both strong-willed and they have a disagreement about what should be done the next day. And then Miss Blaze stomps off into the jungle to clear her head and against the better judgments and the warnings of Mr. Avery. And then she gets attacked by some creature. We're doing fantasy here. It could be like a living plant or something. And then she gets like bound up by the vines or whatever. You can make a big old spider if you want. I don't care. Then Mr. Avery has to come in and save her, and he gets injured somehow, trying to free her. And because of that, she sees him as more protective rather than just straight up aggressive, because he put himself in danger to save her when she didn't expect him to ever do that. So you'd always come off as the kind of person that would just toss people away until he doesn't.
Very good. Very good. I like that. That puts them both kind of in a different light where they both have to see things differently. That's absolutely perfect. Okay, so carry on from there.
Then
So they have this
he saves
understanding
her.
now. Yes.
And then perhaps, maybe there's a softer side of Mr. Avery. Maybe he's got a book of poetry in his pack that he doesn't talk about.
I quite like that.
Maybe if Miss Blaze has a special, like a favorite author, maybe he has one of that author's book in there. The hidden depth of intelligence or
Oh, I like
of
that.
soul.
I like that. That's very good, Charles. All right. All right.
Some might say I'm a bit of a creative writer myself.
Well, I do expect you to write a novel then that should be on my desk within the next week. That's your assignment. Yes.
I'm actually working on a story right now.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, I look forward to it like you would not believe. But I promised you I would make you a story about this right here. And I would give you a story, Charles, that you will never forget. It will be one for your history books. How's that?
I can't wait to read it.
All
All
right.
right, so we're in the river now. Mr. Avery's been the savior. Does Miss Blaze save Mr. Avery in a different way?
I do believe. I do believe. I think a man like Mr. Avery has always thought that he didn't really need anyone to care about him, perhaps. But he suddenly finds himself enamored with the idea that he really wants her to care about him. And he doesn't like it that she doesn't, with the thought that she doesn't. And I think that his preoccupation could put him in some rather precarious positions because his head is not really where it should be out here in this wild place that they are. And I think that he's taught her something that she will have to use to save him in the end. I'm just not sure what that something would be. What would he have taught her about survival? that she could
Maybe.
turn around and use on him.
What if there's some sort of poison, some sort of wound that happens that Mr. Avery shows her how to make an antidote for, and then he gets poisoned by the thing, and she has to make the antidote.
I think that sounds perfect. That sounds perfect. She would have to find everything and that she needed in the jungle. She would have to, in a way, become Mr. Avery. And she would have to remember everything he taught her about how to find this particular thing. That's really good. I like that.
I hope you got a notebook on you. Hope it didn't get wet.
Oh, I'm writing everything down. I believe me, I'm writing as I speak. So, I think what you could wrap it up with is that while she is out finding this particular plant that she needs, she stumbles across the biggest discovery of her entire career. And she has to make a choice to walk away with that medicine and take it back to Mr. Avery and risk losing sight of where she is, losing everything she just discovered, or saving him. So she takes it back to him and she gives him the cure. And in the end, they find their way back and discover it together. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I think we're kind of I think we need to set in stone the purpose of the story. Like, is the purpose the relationship, or the purpose finding the temple?
I think that the purpose in the beginning was for her to find this pinnacle of her archaeological career. For him, it was just to be this showboat male that he is. But by the end of the story, she still has her goals and the things that she wants for herself. But I think that she suddenly finds out that there are other things in life that have as much value. Somehow you have to tell the moral of that story. And that perhaps Mr. Avery, when they get back, they're going to part ways. And she has a choice to take a road that will either lead back to him or further away and further towards her career. I don't know exactly how that would look. What do you think? Those are just my thoughts on it.
I don't know. I think, well, when I said the purpose of the story, I thought more of the genre. Like, is it a fantasy adventure, or is it a romance book?
A fantasy adventure. But you've got to understand, fantasy and adventure, within all of them, romance is a key element.
Right, but is the romance the focus?
No. Of course, throughout the entirety of the novel, we'll be working towards the adventure that they're having. But
Alright, so then they obviously come back and they do find that special discovery, and they do find the temple, and they get in through her wits, doing through puzzles, and then maybe a dynamite stick or two, who knows. And they find the treasure that they're seeking, and they skedaddle back home.
And what do you think that treasure would be? In your imagination, what should it be? What would be something?
I think it would be disappointing to the reader if it weren't anything other than like a solid gold statue or something of like immense value.
What if it turned out that there was indeed some solid gold statue, but what if it turned out that the very plant she had used to help him with was something that was worth more than all of it? It was something.
Well, that's something big.
Perhaps he had learned it from the natives, and she used it, and she was telling someone about it, and she showed them the plant. And what if that plant was so rare that it almost had as much value as whatever this gold thing was they brought back? So it'd be kind of a double whammy at the end, you know. They got treasures of both kinds.
Or the plant was a rare, necessary ingredient for some sort of medicine that she can start to manufacture with the plant that she can now grow outside the jungle. I don't know.
Not necessarily her, but someone recognizes it, and they, you know, eventually, we don't even have to go that far in the future with it. We don't have to give them that much information as a reader, just so they know that there was something about this plant that was important to the future of medicine somehow, you know?
Right.
We don't have to go that far. Just, I don't know. It was
cares?
just an idea I had. You know, you've got this golden fucking statue or whatever it is. I did not say the F word right there. I am so sorry.
You're all
This
right.
golden statue, and then she finds out accidentally that this plant that he taught her about, this man that she never knew before, taught her about, turned out to be something medicinally important and just as big a treasure as that statue. And then she has to maybe she has to get on the plane and take that plant home before it, you know, she has to take it somewhere. I don't know, you know, just get, I don't know, did I say plane? My God, a boat. Get on a boat and take that back to wherever she came from, yeah?
Yeah, that works. And she has to choose between getting the plant to someone who can figure out what it is and how to recreate it, or
Leaving him
stay
behind.
with Avery. Yeah,
And-
leaving it behind.
And she leaves him behind. But what if the very last scene was Mr. Avery at the helm of the boat tipping his hat and winking at her over his shoulder? Doesn't really say where they go or if they ever really got together, but it indicates more adventures to come, in a way.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah,
You got turned into a
yes.
series if it's so popular.
Maybe you can, and you don't. I'm starting to get tired. And you don't even have to really. You put it out by itself, and by itself you can have that sort of ending with a little the little wink over his shoulder, and it can end that way, and it can be all right. And if it's not well received, why then you can just let it go. But if it is well received, why? Mr. Avery and Miss Blaze might have many, many adventures in the future. I like it.
That's
Why?
good.
I think I have enough to write one of the most adventurous dime store experiences. The only problem I have is my pen name for those things is Evelyn Blaze.
Or
Perhaps.
is that a problem?
Well, I mean,
Oh, you are the character in the story.
yes, if Evelyn is going to be the character in the story, perhaps I think what we should do, since we both had a part in this, is we should each take one piece of a pen name. So do we want the writer to be male or female? You get to choose that part.
Is the story being told from her perspective or his perspective? I was always just under the assumption that it was going to be like a first person from Blaze, like a first person memoir from Miss Blaze's perspective.
Well then, very well. It's sort of being told from her perspective. All right, that's fine. But it doesn't really matter whose perspective it's told by. There's still like
Is that Miss Campbell?
I was wondering the same thing. I've gotten a
It
couple of
was.
telegrams, and I kind of feel like I probably should head back. It feels like
I
this
got a
fix.
telegram too. Usually, whenever I get a telegram, someone who thinks I'm dead.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I was at the poker tournament, and then suddenly I wasn't. So listen. Okay, let's get this established really quick then before we go back to a mailbox. All right. So it doesn't matter whether it's being told in the character of Evelyn. It still can be a man that writes it. So you pick one side of the name of the author of this fantastical book that we're going to write. And you can choose man or woman.
I've always been fond of the name Lily.
Lily. All right. Okay. Very well. So we're saying is that Lily? Is that going to be a first name? I'm assuming.
I assume. I don't think I've ever met anyone with the last name
All
Lily.
right. All right. Are we spelling Lily with one L or two?
One.
One. Very well. And let's see. What do we want for a last name? What do you envision as a last name? Because it is important.
It is important.
It can be eye-catching, you know. It's what about her name is going to make people look twice? I mean, it could be Lily Bell. Let's see, Lily Darling.
Do we really want it to be, like, obviously a pseudonym?
No, absolutely not. It doesn't have to be at all. Lily. I don't know. What's a good strong last name for Lily? What do you think?
Fairlove?
Fairlove?
Yeah.
Fairlove?
I think so. Lily Fairlove?
Yeah. All right. So it is.
Kind of smooth.
And I will have to, if I'm going to write this, of course, I'm going to have to write a small blurb about her on the back of the book. So give me just a little bit about Lily Fairlove. Who is she?
Lily Fairlove is a quiet, contemplative young lady who loved reading books as her closest friends when she was growing up. And now that she is older, she now gets the chance to help others find their friends within her stories. You can elaborate on that.
I love that. Reminds me a bit of that tree.
That we just passed, yeah.
Exactly. All right, well, there it is. And I can promise you this, Charles. I will get right on this. And I will write you a wonderful story that we wrote together. I'll put it to words the way I do for most of my... well, I mean, I am an editor. I'd like to surprise you a bit with part of it.
Yeah, of course.
But I think it's wonderful. You really inspired me today.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad it wasn't just us being awkward wallflowers in the corner of the poker room.
No, indeed not. Indeed not. Do you think we could be friends?
Are we not?
Well, I think so, but I mean, I just want to clarify it, I guess. I don't really have any friends, per se.
I mean, you've got friends. At least one.
Perfect. Perfect.
Well, I'd say two.
But two?
Yeah.
Oh, God, the gators here are terrifying. Oh!
No, when you're around me, you're never alone. Always surrounded by danger.
Charles Davis. The Danger Man.
No, absolutely not. We are not doing this again. I've already been titled the hero of Midway. I do not need any more of that.
Is that so? Oh, yes, I think I heard something about that.
Oh, not you two.
Oh, yes, of course. Heroes come in all forms and shapes and sizes.
Felicity even wrote a song about me.
I did. I had the pleasure of hearing the song, but I didn't want to embarrass you. So.
I mean, everyone else already knows about it.
Yeah.
No, I do have appearances to keep up.
Yeah.
And that kind of ruins those appearances.
Would you like me to spread any rumors for you? That I'm happy to do that for you if you like.
Oh, I don't have anything specific. I just want people to remember that I am a stupid city boy who's largely incompetent at living.
Why do you want them to remember that?
Because that's who I want to be.
All right then. All right.
I don't want to be a hero. I don't want to be some gunslinger. No, it's kind of hard to be disappointed in someone when you don't have any expectations of them.
Heroes of all sorts are in the world. Some of them skinny little boys with skinny little arms who wear fancy clothes and take strange women out for rides on boats.
You really gotta stop telling yourself you're strange.
I mean, no, I'm not saying strange in that sense. I'm saying that you didn't know me that well.
No, this is how you get to know people.
Well, that's true, but it's much easier in this sort of environment when you haven't got 10 people staring down at you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get into an actual conversation when you're surrounded by people.
Yeah, the truth.
Especially with alcohol and gambling going on.
Oh dear, yeah.
Well, I dare say that we made the right choice.
I do believe we have. And I can't wait to start writing. I do have this damnable paper to finish, and I'm sure all of these people that I have to find tonight are going to be quite disappointed in me for not responding sooner to the telegrams and all of that.
Well, if they are disappointed, that just means that they are expecting your undivided attention.
And they will get it.
They don't respect you.
They will get it. I just have to...
In time.
It's not like I haven't got the whole day in front of me, but I will say that this was, I dare say, one of the best days I've had in years, honestly.
Well, I'm glad I could be a little tiny part of it.
Oh, you are much more than a tiny part of it, Charles. In fact, I should start calling you. No, I won't do that to you. Thank you so much. Oh,
You're
look, I
welcome.
didn't even have to get wet getting out of the boat.
See, I am a gentleman.
That you are. That you are. Thank you, truly. I really mean it. It's been a lovely day. Best, really.
We'll take you back to your office.
That would be fine. I have a post box there. I can answer any angry telegrams from that point.
All right, well, if they're angry, then they're angry at themselves, not at you.
Right. Sometimes it's hard to tell.
Oh, it's very easy to tell.
Is it? How do you tell?
Yeah. You just tell yourself that they're not angry at you.
All right. Well, there it is. They're not angry at me. They're angry at themselves, right?
No, they're just angry people.
They're just angry people. Okay, there
And
it
you
is.
and you have done nothing wrong to elicit their anger.
Exactly.
So you have nothing to apologize for or to feel guilty about.
Right. Got it.
You went out and you were human. You had enjoyed some time being a human being. Work can wait.
Yes, it can. And yes, it shall.
It did,
It did.
but it cannot wait forever.
No, I've got to do my job, and I enjoy my job, so it'll be all right. I actually quite like doing the newspaper. It's just hard sometimes to establish all of these new relationships, get to know people, and have to hear things people don't trust right away. You know, I can't blame them really.
Well, the things that we've gone through the past month and a half, 2 months,
Indeed,
it's been
indeed.
a little bit fraying for most people's nerves.
Oh, that's completely understandable.
You weren't there for the long siege.
For the what?
The siege of Emerald Ranch. From Papa and
Oh, well,
his
believe me,
family.
I heard plenty about it.
That was a long night.
I am going to say I'm actually quite pleased I didn't have to be, because I don't think anyone really got out of that unscathed, did they?
I actually fared very well. I don't think I even got hit.
The hero of Midway.
Absolutely not.
I don't even think I got hit, he says.
I don't think it's just luck.
Well, I do believe I've learned something today. I do believe that I understand.
Oh, you know, I think it's rather funny that your best friend Ruth is right next door to you.
Oh, yeah, well, believe me, I know. Yeah, she's not there often, which is probably a good thing, but...
She's a bit of a traveling doctor.
Well, Mr. Charles Davis, thank you so much for a lovely day, truly.
You're very welcome, Miss Ellen Branstrom.
And I am going to go enjoy this raspberry donut right this very second with a nice cup of coffee, I believe.
I will hope you do.
All right. You take care. And you be looking for that book, Charles. I promise you, it's coming.
I will look at the library every single day waiting for it.
All right.
You have a good day now.
You too. You too, Charles. Goodbye.
Goodbye.